Welcome to our show. I'm Travis, the Weekend Golf Guy. Thanks so much for watching. This week we're talking fantasy golf predictions for the Genesis Invitational hosted by Tiger Woods and Genesis, that sweet looking car. If you haven't looked into them, they look pretty awesome. I was wondering what Genesis was, so I went and looked myself. It was pretty sweet. Hey, look, before you go any farther, if you enjoy fantasy golf, if you want to share this experience with us as we continue to make predictions through the PGA Tour year 2020 and beyond, go ahead and like our page. We'd really appreciate it. Additionally, if you have any comments while we're doing this live broadcast, go ahead and post them where I have, it says comment here. We're going to be displaying those live as we talk. If you have any questions, if you completely disagree with my picks, which are coming up, I want to hear about it live from you. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Here's what you can expect in this show. We're going to talk about the course. Just a quick, brief overview. Riviera has been played on so many times, and it's a pretty special course. This week, of course, huge field, a lot of talent. So we have a lot to cover. We're going to talk briefly about the past champion. Then we're going to get into, hey, what do we think it's going to take to win here? We're going to give you our pick from the high rollers. That's the 10K and above range. We're going to talk about the mid-rangers, those players that are 9K to 8K and down into 7K. And then the and belows. Leishman, we've got our first comment here. Leishman, we're going to cover him. Stay tuned, David. I appreciate you commenting. Let's get into this, and I'll let you know where Leishman stood on our guess. Really, it's an educated guess. We do simulations based off of statistical analysis, and we output some things, and hey, sometimes we're right. Last week we were so wrong. We missed the cut. Adam Hadwin, Ches Reavie, we said he was going to win. He didn't. Hopefully this week we can redeem ourselves. Let's see. Rick, thanks for joining. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, let's go right into the course breakdown here. It's really just a course overview. And this is Riviera Country Club in the Pacific Palisades, California. It's a par 71, 7,300 yard course. There are 4 par 3s, 11 par 4s, and 3 par 5s, all of which are relatively easy. The par 4s, however, there are 10 of the 11 that are just long and difficult. Of these holes, of the toughest holes on this course, being ranked 1 through 18, number 1 through 5 are all par 4s over 430 yards. So you can see par 4 scoring is going to be something that we definitely talk about in the very near future. But before we get over there, let's talk about the weather real quick. Why does the weather matter? Why am I giving you an update? Well, because some of our players, hey, they've got back problems swinging in the cold weather. And if it's too windy, can definitely impact their performance. People like Jason Day, Patrick Cantlay, Rory in this field this week, Michael Pritchard. Yes, Rory is in the field this week, and we're going to get right to him. He's part of our high rollers. He is actually the highest salaried guy this week for DraftKings, and we're talking DraftKings here. We are not talking betting odds. There's lots of shows that do betting odds. We're not covering it this week. Thanks for that comment, Michael. Stay with us as we go through here. All right, moving on to our past champion. And I'm just getting it set up in the background, folks. And we're back over here. Our previous winner is JB Holmes. He shot 14 under. It was quite a playoff if you think back to, not a playoff, excuse me. It was quite a final round. Thinking back to last year, Justin Thomas was in there. But JB Holmes really, he took the cake there. This year, it's a little bit different. This was an open last year. It was the Genesis Open. There were additional players. this year. It's an invitational, which means a smaller but more robust group of golfers, and it is going to be awesome. I couldn't see a name in here that I was like, wow, they don't have a chance to win. So this week is definitely more exciting than last week. A lot of people did not like that format, including me. It was long. It's a weird format. So this week is like a breath of fresh air. I'm excited to play here. It's a 36-hole cut, and top 65 and ties go. Getting set up again on our next screen. Here's what we got, the keys to win. All right, our keys to victory this week: driving distance. This is a bomber's course. 7,300 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but the players really have to rip it to get out there. There's a lot of challenges, and they're not going to hit the green every single time here. They're going to have long shots into the green, 200 plus yards. So we have proximity to the hole, 150 and beyond. I couldn't put everything in here because it's really anything after 150 accounted for more than 40% of the shots last year at this tournament on those par fours. So driving distance, getting close to the hole, and of course ball striking, proximity to the hole, and par four scoring is going to be crucial this week. In fact, those were some of the keys that we used to model our selections off of, as well as a few other things, and we'll talk about those as well. So jumping right into it here, let's get our high rollers. Here we go. All right, our high rollers this week, we've got Rory. There you go, Michael. Rory is he's our top guy, and he's 11.6K. If you think back last week, DJ was 11.6K. I said he's definitely overpriced. It was one prediction that I was actually happy about. He didn't really play that great as putting. He was missing some short putts. Playing with Wayne Gretzky, that was pretty awesome. But he didn't really play that great. I thought he was overpriced last week. Now you compare that to Rory this week, and Rory just lines up for this course. In our model, Rory placed first, which, I mean, rightfully so. He is fifth in par 4, 450 to 500 yard scoring average. He is number one in birdies gained. Bogey avoidance, which I think is going to be important here, he is fifth. In driving distance, he is fifth. I mean, you watch Rory play, and it doesn't seem like there's a gap in his game. I will be playing Rory this week in this group. I actually have a little bit of a different mindset than I did last week coming into this tournament. I'm playing 4 lineups, and I'm going to split them up in 2 ways. I'm going to play the stars and scrubs way, and then I'm going to play 2 more balanced lineups, and I'm going to tell you next week which one did better. But I'm definitely, in my stars and scrubs lineup, I'm going to be playing Rory. Definitely, for sure. John Rahm, he placed 24th in my model. He's 11.2K, and I honestly think he's overpriced at 11.2K. Also, his ownership, he's above 20% projected right now, and I'm definitely going to be fading John Rahm. I think he could get it done, but I think he's going to be over-owned, and until he gets his tantrums under control and gets a little bit of emotional intelligence, I'm fading him. I just can't play him. I think it's more of a personal pick. I'm sure he'll do fine here. I just can't put him in my lineups. Next, moving on to Justin Thomas, ranked 4th in my model. It was either between him and Rory for me. I just think that Rory's going to play better this week. A little bit of a gut prediction there, but also a proximity to the hole from 200 yards and beyond. Justin Thomas is ranked 92nd. And that's a little bit worrisome. Rory is also ranked up there. He's 82nd, and that helped me make a more informed decision about playing Rory over Justin, even though he's a little more expensive. All right, coming into Tiger Woods. You see that little star next to my boy Tiger? That's because I'm playing him this week in my other stars and scrubs lineup. The reason being because his ownership is looking pretty low, and his price is really nice. Good rhyme there. That wasn't intentional, but his price looks really good. And, I like that about him. I think, you think this is where he got his start. There's so much in the news. Obviously, the cameras are going to be on him almost all the time this week. He started his career off right here as an amateur at Riviera. So this is special. This is the course that he has played the longest without winning. So that's something. I mean, that doesn't seem very normal for Tiger. So has he put something together where he can win? I think he can win this week. I'd love to see him make history, 83 wins. That'd be awesome. So I'm all in on Tiger this week. A lot of people are off of him. They just don't think he can get it done here. But if you look at his stats, Tiger ranked 13th overall. And the only two concerning points for me were proximity to the hole, 175 to 200 yards, and driving distance, where he's 72nd. He looks like he's been laying off of his driver and focusing more on accuracy. That's going to be really important at this course. They have a different type of grass there in the fairways than they do at any other course that they play. And Poa greens, we know he can putt on those. So I'm all in on Tiger this week. And DJ completely fading again. Let's see where DJ stood in my breakdown here. DJ. Just got to scroll. I got my computer set up here to the side. Wow, DJ did not hit my radar. So he's down at the bottom, beyond 25 on my rankings. I'm fading DJ. I'm not in on him. Let me know. Who am I playing fantasy through? Here we go, Michael. So I'm playing DraftKings. That's what we're talking about this week. I should have said that a little more clearly at the beginning of the show. Definitely. Thanks for the reminder, Michael. Playing DraftKings this week. Who do you like to play? Let us know. Do you play FanDuel? And what do you like more about FanDuel than DraftKings? Or maybe you feel that they're both pretty much the same. Really good question. Playing DraftKings this week. I play DraftKings almost every week. And I'll definitely be in on Tiger and Rory. That's our high rollers for this week. So let me get set up for our other screen here. There we go. So now we're talking about our mid-rangers. This is the 9.9K to 8K range. And here's who I'm on this week. Hideki Matsuyama, 9.3K. And Hideki ranked number 2 in my model here. Let me just get my rank lined up. I have it sorted. Excuse me, Hideki ranked number 3 in my model. I actually made a mistake on this slide here because Sungjae Im and Hideki are supposed to be switched, because Sungjae actually was 2 in my total rank, but I have Hideki on top. So let's talk about Hideki first. I'm definitely in on Hideki. In my more balanced group, I'll probably play him pretty heavily. His ownership looks a little bit heavy, but I'm willing to risk it because I think he's going to do really well here. So Hideki specifically doesn't look bad in any areas. He's 42nd in driving distance. That's about the only concern, if you can really call that a concern this week. Everybody can bomb it out there. So if he can keep it in the fairway, keep it in the short grass, I'm all in on Hideki. All right, moving on, Sungjae Im, he ranked 2nd, and at 8K, you can't go wrong with that. What a valuable pick. And he just looks good across the board. Again, like Hideki, driving distance, he's 58th, but not a concern. Birdies gained 12th. Par 4, 450 to 500 yards, he's 25th. Proximity to the hole, this is where I think it's super important. This is going to be the biggest stat for me, I think, this week. Proximity to the hole, 200 plus yards. He's ranked 3rd, and par 4, 400 and 450 yards. He's also ranked 3rd. So those are great stats. I'm all in on Sungjae Im and Hideki. Adam Scott as well, 9K. Adam Scott ranked 5th in my model, and the only concern I see is par 4, 450 to 500 yards. He's ranked 61st, but I'm not really concerned because his proximity from 200 plus yards out is pretty awesome at 24th. Bogeys avoided, also a keynote. He's at 6th. He's ranked 6th for bogey avoidance. So scoring those pars, I mean, 14 under isn't really astronomical for a PGA event, especially with a group of people like this, a group of golfers so good. 14 under, I mean, this is a really tough course. And they've had, last year they had some rain and some kind of adverse conditions. But this week it looks like it's going to line up to be a little bit better. Nice and warm in the upper 60s over the weekend. Slight breeze. They're definitely going to be able to deal with that temperature. So Adam Scott, all in on him, ranked 5th. Brooks Koepka, ranked 6th overall. Scrambling is my only concern, and he's been out. This is the first event we're seeing Brooks play. Typically, he plays next week. That's where he starts his season at. I bet Tiger Woods called him up and asked him to play this week. It's a really big event. Lots of money on the line, over $1 million, $1.6 million. for the winner. So I bet they got Brooks in a heartbeat. But Brooks ranked 6th overall at $9,400. You can't go wrong with that. A very valuable pick. Also, one other area of concern other than scrambling is Brooks's ability to hit the target from 150 to 175 yards. He's ranked 60th. Not a huge concern there. He looks good across the board everywhere else. But I will be playing Brooks probably only in one lineup, though. I will probably not play him in both just because of the concerns about after his surgery. David, your question about Mark Leishman. Mark ranked 7th overall in my stats, and he looks awesome across the board. I will probably play Mark in both of my balanced lineups and probably one. If I can get him in on my stars and scrubs lineup, I will try and get him in there as well. I love Mark Leishman. I think I think he's like, we've just scratched the surface with him, and I know he's been on tour for a long time. So, but I think he's going to play well here. And yeah, I'm definitely in on Mark Leishman. Maybe a heavier owned guy though, so we got to look at that as the week continues. You know, Wednesday night, looking out and seeing what his ownership projections are. All right, moving on to our and belows here. All right, here we go. And I'm setting up the camera. I got a whole live thing going on, so thanks for your patience as I swap through these slides. Again, leave a comment if you have a comment. And if this broadcast is over and you're watching afterwards, still leave a comment. We'll get right back to you. We're always checking. And if you have somebody you disagree with us on, if you think somebody in our lineup isn't going to play well, let us know. We'd love to know who you think would play better. Also, if you like some of our picks, let us know. And of course, like our Facebook page. We'd love you to be a part of our community. Thanks so much. And the and belows, Cameron Champ. I was blown away to see that he was only 7.4K. And I got my stats up here. He ranked 9th overall. Now, there was somebody who ranked higher than him, and that was Colin Morikawa. I actually faded Colin Morikawa just because of his ownership. And additionally, his scrambling and driving distance made me a little concerned. And this is a bomber's paradise. So I'm going to lean a little heavier on Cameron Champ. We know he can hit it far. $7,400. That's a steal. So Cameron Champ, definitely in on him. Russell Knox ranked 10th, $7,200. The only concern, the only little red flag, and really not much of a concern, is proximity, 175 to 200 yards. He ranks 83rd. I'm sure he'll be able to overcome that with his bogey avoidance and birdies gained. Additionally, he's 10th in scrambling gained. So those are some positive things for Russell Knox. Joaquin Niemann is next, 7.3K, ranked 11th overall in my model. Looks awesome across the board. Par 4 scoring for 450 yards. A little bit of a concern. I'll play him in one lineup. I'm probably not going to play him in both. But other than that, for 7.3K, you really can't go wrong. Eric Van Rooyen. Let's get down here on his stats. I'm just scrolling up and down here. All right, so he was 14th overall at $7,000. Really, really good. Scrambling gained is a concern, and bogey avoidance. He's one of those guys, sprinkle him in. Put him in one or maybe a couple of your lineups, but I think he'll play well this week. In Scotty Scheffler, ranked 15th overall. Only thing is scrambling. He's got to tighten up a little bit. Hopefully his proximity 200 plus will help him out there. He's ranked 39th. In par 4 scoring, he's 12th. And stroke gains on par 5. He's ranked within the top 10. He's ranked number 9. So those are all really positive attributes for Scotty Scheffler. And, you know, we had a couple other people who ranked, you know, I look at Tiger Woods going back to our high rollers. Tiger Woods came in 13th overall in my model. Eric Van Rooyen, 14. So you look at the value of Eric Van Rooyen at 7K versus Tiger and his name at 10.4. Being the host, that could definitely be a concern. A lot of people are talking maybe Tiger isn't going to be able to play as well as another event where he's not hosting. Is that a concern of yours? Do you think Tiger will play as well here? And I'm thinking, top 10 for Tiger would be good here. I don't think at his price range he needs to win 10.4K. But, top 10 definitely needed lots of birdies, some good scoring. But Eric Van Rooyen, 7K. How can you go wrong with that when he ranks one below the guy you're picking potentially to win it overall? That's a really good value pick. And Scotty Scheffler, 15th. We talked about that. Scrambles gained. That is a little bit of a concern. Hey, another short one. This is what we do on this show. We're not going through every single player. I give you a down and dirty, quick version. I give you the top 5. We talk about the high rollers, and then we talk about those mid-rangers and the and belows. If you have somebody that you think I need to play this week, let me know at Weekend Golf Guy Facebook page. Thanks so much for watching, and until next week, hey, hit 'em straight. Thanks so much.